Yo, what's up? Just wanted to make a quick video about discerning the truth from the lies, I guess, but it's that it has gotten really confusing now. Hard to discern the truth from whatever is bullshit or not. I sit down sometimes, like, this is one of those times, I'm wondering, like, what is true? What do we know as factual being true? Of course, there is this, the evident truth that there is a creator. There cannot be any creation without a creator, but after that, what is true after that? And what about all the things that are propagated to us by the people around us, the beings, whatever you want to call them? Like these narratives that, well, let's take chi as an example, like life force energy. How true is that? You know, the manifestation thing, what about it is true? Is it that you believe something and it just comes into fruition, or is it some sort of logical explanation that also comes with it? Kind of like, I believe something in my head, so those dominant thoughts then later manifest themselves into actions which lead me to getting that thing, you know? Whatever it may be, like you're imagining yourself with like this amazing body, you got your abs, you got your big ass arms, but and then you end up within maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe a couple of months, you achieve that goal. Is it because those were your dominant thoughts and they led to actions, which then had a reaction of you getting that physique? You know, does it have this sort of logical explanation, or is it completely, let's say, metaphysical? You know, how true is it? And saying things out loud now, some things that we know there is proof for, but I don't know why there is some uncertainty inside of my heart when it comes to these things. It's because I believe it's because even if they're all true, which they probably are, you cannot, your mind cannot conceive what your eyes haven't perceived. It comes to that saying again. Like, the shit that we've seen in movies, people do like flying, levitation. You got Doctor Strange opening portals and shit. There's this other one, Shang-Chi or something. These kung fu guys, doing all sorts of random cool stuff, jumping off, generating chi, levitation, whatever. But even though we've seen all that in movies, it is in a connotation. It's in the perspective of being fiction. It's not real. It's a cartoon. It's a joke. So maybe that affects us because that's the image that is used to portray such things. Kind of like how, you know, stones, frequencies, vibrations, it's represented by colored hair lesbian women with piercings all over the place. Nobody really wants to relate to that image of being a hippie, whatever. So they just disregard the whole subject immediately without actually looking into it if it's true or not. What else could it be? Now, that experiment, I don't know if it was done in Japan or whatever. Like, they took water, they said good words to it, or left some, like, said good words and said some negative words, whatever, and when they froze it, it had memory. You say a certain word, you show it an image, the water contains memory, or it takes into fruition the word that you said, it just manifested into reality. That's a gay word now, manifestation, but as well as, what was that other thing? There's manifestation. That's one thing. Hmm. What was on my mind? Hmm. Can't seem to think of it now. But either way, if all this is true, all this, I know all this, Now, the goal is to apply this in a way that is going to be beneficial to us because what else can you do with the knowledge, you know? That's the betterment. Like, people like to say, oh, I want to do this for the betterment of society or whatnot, but not really, you know. The betterment of society begins with the betterment of yourself, you know, improving yourself, because once you improve yourself, what happens is when you get good, the people around you that actually give a fuck about you and care, they're gonna get good, you know? And the real ones out of those guys, they're gonna see, they're like, oh, he's improving. Let me go ask him about what the gist is, you know? Let me get along too. Let me go along with it too. And a good person, if you're a decent enough guy or a gal, whatever, you're gonna be like, yo, let's go. Actually, I'll take that back. Girls can't think. Women can't think, man. Yeah, that's what it is. So, ciao. Strengthen the motive and embrace the principle.